going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper. I wanted to just do another video in the overlooked preps video. This one is going to be overlooked bug out bag items. All right, so I'm going to start a new series. I'm going to kick it off with this video right here. It's overlooked bug out bag items. Okay. And if you want to see a video that I did probably 2 years ago, you can go into my playlists, and can't remember what playlist it's in. I think it's in I think it's going to be in like bug out bags. I did a whole video on the top 20 overlooked items for bug out bags, but I'm going to do a series on overlooked items for bug out bags and survival bags and things like that, because I've been doing this for a while, and I notice a lot of people are not very detail oriented, and they don't think about a lot of different scenarios. So I want to just share my thoughts about different scenarios, and hopefully, I can help you guys out. So what we have here is just some trail marker tape. All right. This is just your basic, trail marker tape. You can buy this at Walmart for $5 or maybe even less. I don't know. You can get this at pretty much any sporting goods store. And these are environmentally friendly. They're biodegradable, photodegradable. I've used these for, ever since I started hunting. When I first started hunting, really like deer hunting, I'm not talking about like small game, but deer hunting in the wilderness. I started out deer hunting when I was 16. And I would go into the mountains, in the Catskill Mountains in New York, which are pretty secluded, very rugged. And I used to use this trail marker tape a lot when I would, use my compass to navigate through the forest. I would use the tape to mark certain bearings and different areas of interest and things like that. I would also use it if I shot a deer. I would mark the area where I shot the deer. This way I know where to start looking for the blood trail and things like that. All right, but trail marker tape is critical, guys. If you're a hunter, you obviously know the benefits of using trail marker tape, so I don't have to really tell you that. But for a lot of my viewers that are not hunters and they don't understand why people have this, it's basically for navigation purposes and for marking things. All right, anything you need to mark, you can mark it with this, and this is obviously biodegradable too, so you don't have to feel like you're damaging the environment. It has this bright orange color, so if you tie this onto a tree branch, which is typically what most people do and what I do, you tie it onto a tree branch, typically at eye level, because people are, let's say, if you're walking through the woods, you want it to be somewhere between 3 and 6 feet, preferably around 4 to 6 feet, right around that eye level. And you just tie it, simple knot, around a tree branch, and you can mark different types of things. All right. If you're in a survival situation, you can use it for signaling purposes. If you want to show people that you're in a certain area, you can, put a bunch of these tapes all around to draw attention. If, let's say, you get lost and, you're somewhere near a hiking trail and you're waiting for people to pass through or something like that, you can leave some marker tape. You could tape a few of these near the trail to try to, let people know that there's somebody there. You can do a lot of things with this. You can mark anything that you need to mark and come back to. Let's just put it that way. There's so many things. I could spend an hour to just talking about, things that you need to mark, but let's just go over some simple things. So like if you're going to be setting snares or traps for squirrels or small game, you're going to want to mark it so you know where the trap is, so you can come back to it, right? So you don't lose the trap and where it is, which is important because, you don't want to have an animal suffer and just leave it in your traps, and not know that it's there. Typically if you do your traps the right way, it's an instant kill. It breaks the neck of the animal, but sometimes it doesn't. So you want to always mark your traps with the trail marker tape so you know where they are, especially if you put out like, 5 or 10 snares in an area. You can mark it with the trail marker tape so you know where it is. another thing for like bugging out and SHTF, for obviously for navigation. The only thing is you got to be careful because somebody could obviously track you if you're using this type of a tape in a SHTF situation. Somebody will know that there's somebody in the area, and they may try to look for tracks or sign that somebody was there, and they may try to follow you and track you. All right, so you have to be very careful in how you use it. That's just a very important disclaimer, So you don't want to just start using this like if there's a grid down event or SHTF, or if things get worse in our current situation and you have to bug out or go on foot into a wooded area and escape and evade. You don't want to start using orange tape because you're going to draw attention to your possible location or areas that you were previously, and then if somebody's a halfway decent tracker, they can pick up different sign that you left and they can follow you. So you want to be careful in how you use it, but trail marker tape is such a simple, basic thing. It's lightweight. It doesn't weigh anything, guys. It doesn't weigh anything. You don't need to cut it. You just tear it and you tie it around a branch or something, and you can use it to mark pretty much anything. Same thing if, let's say, you're hunting and it's a grid down event and you shot an animal. You want to mark where you shot it so you can track it. Any area of interest, if, let's say, you find something, and you want to come back to it later, you can mark it. All right. Anything that you need to mark. I mean, it's just so many possibilities here, even for signaling purposes too. If, let's say, you have a buddy or a group that you're operating with in a grid down event, and you want to signal each other. Let's say you want to leave a clue for somebody, or you want to let somebody know that you're in a particular area. You can tie the trail marker tape in that area to let the person know that you were there. So like you can set up you could set up some type of a strategy where let's say you want to let somebody else know that you're okay, and that you made it to a specific area, right? So you can use this tape to let that person know, and you can signal with it. You can also pull a long strand. You can unroll it and make a really long strand, and you can even signal, rescue. You can even signal somebody if they're observing you from binoculars. Let's say you're setting up like a position, or you want to let someone know that you got to a specific position or specific area. You can use this tape to mark it. I mean, there's just so many things you could do with trail marker tape. So it's a very good, simple, basic thing to have in all your survival kits, your bug out bags, your SHTF kits. I mean, there's just so many things you can do with it. So give it a shot. Buy yourself a couple of these and throw one into your bag. All right. Take care. God bless. And don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.